Hey guys, welcome to Power Toys. Last video, we talked about what keeps you motivated to get a project car done. Today we're going to talk about what makes a good first classic car. We're going to start off with vision and purpose, which is kind of a rollover from last video. Find a car that you have a vision for it if it's a project car to keep you motivated. And purpose is super important for your first classic. What are you going to be doing with it? Are you going to go to car shows that are far away? Are you going to be just doing local drives? Are you going to go out to the mall every Friday night with it? Is it going to be a daily driver? If it's going to be something you take on the highways frequently and you're going on longer trips, you need to stay over 1955. That's going to be your post-interstate era where you have cars that are used to doing over 50 miles an hour. Taking a Model T to every Facebook car show that pops up is going to be a nightmare. You're going to have to trailer it everywhere. It's not going to be a whole lot of fun, especially if you're in a urban environment. So, the next thing is going to be price. You want to make sure that it's something you can afford. Even if it's a good deal, keep in mind, expensive cars, even if that car is cheap, have expensive parts, sought after parts, things that people care about. It's hard to pry them out of people's hands. People's hands that build a cult following. That's also another thing that's important. This is my 1957 Chevy. They have a cult following. You want to look for cars that have a massive following that people adore. I've recently taken a liking to the XJ Jeep Cherokee, 1984 to 2001. Great car, great motor, inline 6, 4-liter. Mustangs, first generation Mustangs are a really good bang for the buck. Massive cult following. 60s Mopar, great following. There's a lot of cars out there that have a large audience that aren't worth a whole lot. And you're going to have to do some research on what you like and what is going to fit your purpose. But generally, you want to stick with something that people like and enjoy, not something that's really rare. Although I like stuff that's rare, most people that like stuff like this prefer something that's a little unusual, not super common. I love Studebakers. I love AMC Pacers. I like all that kind of stuff. But when you're getting into it and you don't have a bunch of network, you don't have everything figured out, you're going to struggle to find parts for that, and it's going to be really expensive. So you stick to something like this, very simple car. They're expensive to get into if you're getting a two-door. Luckily, I got a good deal, or else I wouldn't be able to afford it. But if you're not a speed-hungry guy, pick yourself up an inline 6. Possibly the best platform ever built. It's a tractor, basically. Super easy to work on, to learn how to work on. Single barrel carburetor on this model. Drum brakes. Manual drum brakes, even. Simplicity is key when you're trying to get into this, especially if you're not super mechanically inclined. This may be your first time working on a car, and you just have fallen in love with watching it on TV, and that's completely fine. I hope the hobby treats you well, but that's definitely something you need to keep in mind. Try to keep a very open mind to non-high horsepower vehicles, because a 60s Dodge Dart is a great example of something I'd push someone to pursue for their first classic. 4-door, 318 Dodge Dart. Motors are dirt cheap. Sorry, I gotta keep my hands in the pockets. It's freezing out here. Motors are dirt cheap. They're everywhere. There's a lot of them out there. The cars are cheap, and people love them. They're great daily drivers, and even if they leave you stranded, you can fix it. A slant 6. Mopar made a great slant 6. I think those were in there too. A 4-door Tri-5 is a great option. That 67 Mustang, they still haven't gone up in value yet. That's something to look at. grab yourself one of those. Possibly a Monte Carlo, super big platform used on everything. What's that? That's the G body. Super common, and just a 350 V8. Everything is a 350 V8, whether it's tuned port injection, TBI, or carbureted. You can put a carburetor on any of them, and that's what you should do. But that's it. I just want to make a video talking about how to get into that and what to look for, because there's a lot of cars on the market, and getting the wrong first classic can really sour the experience for you and make you feel like that's not something you want to pursue as a hobby and a passion. But you make the right decision and you will be really happy, and it's going to reward you. You're going to learn a lot. It's going to be cool. You meet a lot of awesome people in this space, a lot of jackasses, but a lot of cool people, and it's really neat to see how much better things were engineered, 30 years ago. So, like and subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye.